Until he makes his decision this summer, Kevin Durant's future will be the talk of the NBA world. The Warriors star can opt out of his contract this summer, and many believe that despite the immense success Durant and the Dubs have had since his arrival in the summer of 2016, the two-time NBA Finals MVP will depart the Bay Area for a new challenge. The Knicks, Clippers and Lakers all have been mentioned as possible destinations for KD should he leave the NBA's behemoth. And while many pundits, analysts and fans question why Durant would want to leave such a great situation for the uncertainty in New York or chaos in LA, one former NBA star-turned-television analyst has landed on the other side of the debate. On Monday's episode of ESPN's Jalen and Jacoby, Jalen Rose explained to co-host Dave Jacoby and Cassidy Hubbarth why he believes Durant should leave the Warriors. "I believe he's going to leave," Rose said. "And as I watched the team a little bit further over this last month, I started to take it a step further and consider myself saying, these are the reasons he should leave. How about being the kind of guy that puts up the numbers that he puts up and you're never going to be considered for the MVP? How about a guy that left the Oklahoma City Thunder to come to the Golden State Warriors, won Finals MVP back-to-back years, and that does not make him happy? How about when we talking about who the best players in the game is? He don't even get mentioned. We've diminished his greatness for him leaving OKC for the Warriors without realizing it," Rose continued. "And now that he's living it, it's almost like, wait a minute, they're not treating me like I know. One, I'm seeing him sparring a little bit with Steve Kerr and the media. I'm seeing him going back and forth with Draymond in the huddle. I'm seeing the team play better when he's not in the lineup but Steph is. The team really struggles when he's in the lineup and Steph isn't. In particular, against the Dallas Mavs, Rose's read of the situation might not be far off. Durant has accomplished everything he wanted to when he elected to join the Warriors. He's won back-to-back titles and Finals MVP awards, and the Warriors appear primed to win another title this season. And yet, despite all Durant's success in the Bay Area, he hasn't been lauded and praised the way a two-time NBA Finals MVP normally is by both media and fans. Although he's clearly one of the NBA's best players, he isn't talked about in the same light as LeBron James, Steph Curry, Giannis Antetokounmpo or James Harden. He should be, but he isn't because of the team on which he plays." Related, ranking possible playoff opponents for Warriors, perhaps Rose is right. If Durant craves praise on a large scale, then it might be best for him to leave the Warriors and try to win another title elsewhere. But if the Warriors win their third title in a row this season, it would be hard to see Durant turning down a chance to accomplish something Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant and LeBron were unable to, forfeit. Marcus Cousins shocked the basketball world when he decided to sign with the Warriors. Nearly 9 months have passed since he put pen to paper, and Cousins is now consistently playing some great basketball. He looks more and more comfortable each game. How much credit does Steph Curry deserve for Boogie's progress? What has the two-time MVP done for Cousins? What has he done for me? Cousins said to Mark Medina of the Bay Area News Group, repeating the question, "He's opened my game up. He takes all the attention away and lets me be me. But the impact goes beyond the court." Cousins didn't make his season debut until Jan. 18. He went through months of grueling rehab and there were many dark days. Curry did what he could to help the big man push through. An excerpt from Medina's feature on Curry's leadership. On road trips, Curry often sat near Cousins on team dinners. Before and during Cousins' return, Curry often had food delivered to Cousins' hotel room during trips. What was the food? Curry leaned on his wife, Aisha, who owns the restaurant, International Smoke. "That's one of my new favorite places," said Cousins, who enjoys the rib platters. "It's incredible. First and foremost, the ribs are incredible. This is true." Related, documentarian Gotham Chopra details Stephen Curry's spirit, commitment. Secondly, don't forget what Cousins told Mark Spears of the undefeated back in early July. Stephen Curry's excitement surprised Cousins and even pushed him towards the Bay Area even more. Curry is extremely well respected by his peers. Clearly, his impact is monumental on and off the floor. Follow @DrewsHiller on Twitter and Instagram. Stephen Curry is widely known as the best shooter of all time, but according to the producer of his latest docu-series, the Warriors star also might be one of the biggest competitors in sports. Following a March 4 home loss to the Boston Celtics, Curry, according to documentarian Gotham Chopra, went through a full workout and stayed at Oracle Arena until 1 a.m., participating in a half-court shot competition because he couldn't leave the court a loser. Chopra is the co-creator of the upcoming docu-series, Stephen vs. the Game, which is due out in the spring. He also was the latest guest on the Warriors Insider podcast, where he discussed a variety of subjects, including his work with Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, and even Tom Brady's relationship with President Donald Trump. Of his time working with Bryant on Kobe's Muse, Chopra describes an intense working relationship during the guard's recovery from a torn Achilles. Would send these text messages at 3 in the morning and be like, "Hey, dude, you got to come down, I have something to say," and he would stay up all night, Chopra said. Bryant had production go from Los Angeles to Newport Beach, even offering to move Chopra there to keep a closer eye on the project. "We built, essentially, a studio in his office in Newport," Chopra added. As we got into post-production, Kobe was like, "Hey, yeah, I want to have the post-process done in Newport," and he was like, "We can get you a house in Newport," and I was like, "You can get me a house, but you can't get me a family." With James, Chopra described how Fox News anchor Laura Ingraham's "shut up and dribble" comments impacted the production of the docu-series of the same name. Later in the podcast, Chopra touched on Brady's relationship with Trump, which he says has been one-sided since the president's election in 2016. And that isn't by mistake. "He's been very upfront with me. There was a personal relationship back in the day before he became President Trump," Chopra said. "If you look now, the conversation has been pretty one-sided. Tom gets it, and he grew in the Bay Area and his parents are pretty liberal. He lives in Boston, so Tom, not unlike Steph, I think sort of finding his voice and never really talked publicly about these things, never even thought of them in many ways but was put on blast during this past election." Curry, according to Chopra, is speaking out with his actions. "He's got this motto, teach, don't preach," Chopra said. "He's not LeBron in that same way. Like LeBron is very outspoken, and he's out there and there are these principles. It's almost like a purposeful communication strategy, in terms of what he's trying to say. Steph is more passive is probably the wrong word, but he wants to live like his principles, and that's a process." Related, Curry to star in Facebook Watch series. "You see it more in him being a father and him being a husband," Chopra added. "You can see Steph, he's not just going to put his name on something. Even this project, he's deeply involved and engaged." You can listen to the entire Warriors Insider podcast with Chopra and the player here.